Hey, what's up Shrinkers, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we will talk about plants and floating plants. And the reason why some of the plants that I've selected, especially for the streams, the reason behind it. And of course, today I'm back in this room to actually do this video. It feels good. It's been some time since I actually sat down here to actually do a video. So really nice feeling. And one of the things that before we go into today's video, I want to give a special shout out to a UK breeder who has just started. His name is John Buckley. I hope I pronounced it correctly. He has given me a lot of good feedback in terms of my videos, because if you search in YouTube, the YouTube algorithm will not pick my channels up, because my videos are actually very informative driven, meaning that it's really about deep content, about all this information, which is rather dry in that sense. That's why YouTube algorithm doesn't pick it up. However, what he has mentioned is that the information that I share is really valuable, and is really informative, and it's gold, and it got him thinking of his entire setup. So the videos that I create, the content that I share is all about, it's not just about what streams you should breed, what type of stream you should keep, and things like that, but it's more about what kind of lifestyle do you have to actually which we can kind of like change your entire setup. Because for example, like I've shared this with many of the breeders, time is a finite resource. So if you are unable to actually allocate more time to the stream hobby, you might feel that you neglect the hobby, you neglect the streams, you are unable to do selective breeding, you are unable to do that. However, I think what my videos have shown is that it is still possible to have, you have your own day job, you have your family, you do not need to neglect any of this, yet be able to be a successful breeder. So there's some of the things, that some of the concepts, some of the thought process that I'm sharing with everybody, so that you guys can make the get that information and then use it as a make better decisions, and of course how you want to actually do your racks and things and such. So you do not spend too much time on your hobby, because if you spend like 5-6 hours of your time away from your family because of your hobby, because you need to do water change and things like that, at the end of the day, your family, it kind of like you are not inclusive of them. So you actually need to include them in the entire planning process. It does not mean that, okay, I like this hobby, I want to go 100% on it. You still need to take care of your family and things like that. So I think family, that is number one, and I think that is the reason why I am so driven in that sense, that I want to share what can we do to actually reduce the amount of time, yet still be able to breed a lot of good streams. So long story short, today's topic will be on plants, and one of the things that I wanted to share is that because of this, I got this question actually from Brian from the US. He's a new breeder, and he has been asking me, should I be using this and that. So I think at the end of the day, using like leaves and things like that, I think that's perfectly fine. That creates biofilm and things like that, so that's perfectly fine. However, what my thought process in a tank is that I want to create them as natural as possible. So we use like live plants, we use floating plants, and the live plants, actually when the leaves start to grow old and decay, it actually gives a very good surface area for the streams to actually graze upon. And of course, it's not just about the dying leaves, but also the current leaves, that it provides shelter, it provides protection, it provides it reduces line of sight from breeding, and it also creates it has a surface area for biofilm creation as well. So that's kind of like, if I'm using live plants like Amazon swords, then I would not use catapang leaf, because then there's really no need, because there is kind of like live catapang leaf in the tank as well. So I don't really need to add more of this into the tank. However, I will also add supplementary biofilm enhancer, like for example the calyx ball, that is very important as well. And John actually mentioned that a lot of his babies actually congregate over at that. They really stay on the ball and they really consume the biofilm, and it is proven because through observation we can actually see that the first 14 days of the streamlets survivor, they actually have their first foot on the biofilm ball. So I have done this, I have taken a picture, when I drop in daily feeds, the adults go to the daily feeds and the babies, the streamlets actually continue to stay onto the ball. I think that is in itself and a very self-explanatory observation, that streamlets, they prefer, I wouldn't say they couldn't eat the daily feed, but they prefer the biofilm over the daily feed, even though they can actually move over and consume the daily feed. That is in essence the whole entire ideology on why I wanted to create something so simple yet sustainable. I think that's what we actually want. We want a mature and sustainable tank setup that allows the stream to actually do its thing. We do not want to interfere as much as we can, let them do their thing, and then they can breed happily and give off many babies. So from a floating plant perspective, there are a few types that I actually use, Amazon frog bits and red root floaters. Actually, red root floaters is something that I've recently introduced in the last 3 to 6 months. The reason why I wanted to introduce that, it actually looks really nice when it's really red. And however, through observation, I realized that the red root floaters turn red when the nitrate is really high. So that means that I haven't been doing my water change regularly. So and that's a very good indicator. However, from a red root floater perspective, the roots are rather short in the sense that if you have a large tank, you would not be able to influence, or you would not be encouraging the streams to actually go up to the roots to actually feast on some of this nutritious biofilm, and of course there are some microorganisms as well. And that's the reason why I use a lot of Amazon frog bits. I actually wanted to remove all my Amazon frog bits at one point of time because there's, the roots are getting long and things like that. However, I realized that because the roots are long, that's the reason why it encourages the stream to actually move up to graze. It actually starts from the bottom and it slowly starts to graze upwards. So it enhances the probability of the stream to actually graze the roots of the frog bits. So that is the reason why I actually kept both of them in the tank right now. So whenever there is a red root floater that turns red, I know that the nitrate is high. I would do a slightly more water change, and if they are green, they are good. But of course, I will still do the water changes. So in a short tank, in a very short tank, like for example a nano tank or something like that, you would not require like Amazon frog bits, because the roots may get too long very quickly. So using just red root floaters or Salvinias, I think those are fine, because the whole idea is that the distance between the floor, the tank soil level to the top of the roots, I think that's where that's being measured. That's most important. So with that in mind, then you can actually have shorter roots for shorter tanks, and then you can use Amazon frog bits for larger tanks and more standardized tank that we actually use, like the 60-45. We usually use a 45 breadth and a 30 cm height tank. So yeah, so I think that's all for this video. And of course, red root floaters definitely, they can also grow immersed. Even Amazon frog bits can grow immersed. They can flower, and it's also rather interesting to watch. However, when frog bits actually, the Amazon frog bits actually start to grow immersed leaf, its roots are already anchored into your soil. So that's something that we do not want as well. So But for red roof lotus, we can actually do that. You can actually see that they actually cling onto each other and crawl over to each other, and then they start to grow immersed, and they also flower as well. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed and gained some knowledge in terms of the plants, ecosystem, and biofilm as well. So thank you guys for watching this video, and for those who like this video, please remember to give a thumbs up, and for those who are new to this channel, please remember to subscribe, and for those who are enjoying these videos and would like to really support in terms of, you know, all the gadgets, like for example when I buy all this microphone and things like that, definitely if you like to support, all the proceeds will actually fund for some of these new upgrades as well, so that I can actually produce better, hopefully better videos for you guys. So thank you very much, and until next time, peace out.